Good day, good love, good light. Illuminators and way showers. This is how I greet the world on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Wendy Wolfe, and I am very excited to bring to you this introduction video to my show that I will be bringing to awaketvnetwork.com. I'm very excited about this opportunity to share my show, Light Language Linguistics and Multidimensionality. It is my intention and desire to share my story of how I became a light language linguist myself, how I came about speaking them, singing them, hand signing them, drawing symbols, connecting to my guides. Um, and it really has been quite a journey for me. And I'm delighted to have this opportunity through Awake TV to share this with you, to teach all of you what I've learned through my own processes and how it all began for me. Even as a child, I've always believed that we're all psychic. We all have all of these beautiful senses that we innately have that we just haven't developed yet, or perhaps that we were aware of them and kind of unlearned them through lots of different reasons. And so I've always believed that there was more to me, to the world around me, that I could talk to anything, whether it be angels, people, animals, the world, the trees, the flowers. That really was my highest desire, to share all of that. And because of living a lifetime of inauthenticity, which we often manifest by way of illnesses and lack of ease within our body. And it was through several shoulder surgeries and lots of other back problems and neck problems, and really lots of things that had to do with my spine, which I understood now. Everything kind of is metaphorical, but it really does manifest in all of us in different ways. And so this gives me the opportunity also to share my authentic story with all of you, and how I came, even though I've always been a holistic healing kind of a person, and I've always believed a holistic lifestyle, meaning living in harmony with our environment, is really being whole. And also to nurture and support this body and this mind and this spirit, and to find the harmony that's created when we're connecting with all of that. And we understand that there is more even to us than what meets the eye, and that we have access to that information and who we are and what we are and where we've been. And this is where the multidimensionality comes in, where we begin to understand even we are more than we ever thought we were, and more than we thought we were capable of. And it was through this journey that I discovered my connections to my own angels in a deeper way, to other parts of me in a deeper way, through intention, through asking, through wanting more and knowing that there's more and asking more. And by doing so, I came across a group of people that were different. They were from all over the world, but yet they were the same. They thought the same. And when I discovered one day that I was looking up, I was always one of those, new repeating numbers people, 1111. And so that's been part of my journey too, has been sacred geometry, numerology, interest in astrology, feng shui. So I came from a lot of different areas without a lot of predisposed notions about certain things. And so it allowed me to be open to pretty much everything. And I've always believed that everything and anything is possible. And that, of course, we're not alone. And that these are the things that I wanted to help people understand. And so when I came across this group of people, including my dear friend Bree here, when I started this journey, I came across immediately in finding people on YouTube channelers, and I came across some people speaking these what I came to understand as light languages. And I was immediately immersed in it, in the emotion of it, the effect that it had on me. And all of a sudden, I started hearing things and seeing things and understanding things and getting downloads of things, understanding more about my own life, my own process, why I chose the things that I did in my life as themes, and how I do really create my own reality, and finding individuals who also believe that we really do have the power to create our own reality, to self-heal, to find self-love, that when we heal now, when we raise our vibration to a frequency that no longer contains these thoughts and illnesses and beliefs and resistances, we really can move through our journey with ease and grace and self-love and nurturing, and we treat ourselves and others with compassion. And by doing this, we also understand that we really are all connected, that there is nothing that we are not connected to and with, that we really are always transmitters and receivers every minute of every day, and that we can receive information, light codes, songs, symbols, information, channelings, parts of ourselves, messages from our guides and our angels. All of this I've found that I was able to access more fully and completely through learning and speaking light languages, and by being with these people, just simply being with them, um, exploring our experiences. And I wasn't speaking light languages up until about, well, August of 2014. That's when I began actually speaking them. And that was after probably a little while, maybe a year, maybe more, of being involved in these kind of groups and aware of channeling in general, that there's more information out there and that we are capable of accessing this multidimensional information. And it was my highest joy and desire to explore that and share that. And as I began, I just one day spoke to my guides and said, if there's anyone that wishes to speak through me or to me, I'd love to hear or speak. And it just came out. And from that moment, my life has changed in every way, shape, and form: physically, mentally, spiritually, physiologically. My frequency, my vibration, everything has changed. The way I see the world, the way I process information, the way I access it, the way I share it. Um, it's been quite a journey for me. And I was guided very shortly upon speaking light languages and channeling information to share this publicly. And I was guided by what were brought to me as the emissaries of the Light Collective, and so lovingly called Emily. And they said to me, it's time for your journey to begin. And as I was walking my dog in the forest, connecting with the trees and the soil and the elements and the elementals and my guides and my angels, asking, what is my service here? And this is where I discovered that I was to share this with the world on YouTube. And so on January of 2015, I began my YouTube channel. And since that time, I've probably recorded, gosh, I don't know, maybe 1,200 videos. It was truly a labor of love and a passion of mine, and it still is. And to be able to offer this in this new format, this new platform, a place that I've dreamed of from the day I started this, and really probably all my life, a place where we can gather and share, teachers of teachers. That was what they told me at the very beginning. You are a teacher of teachers. And so it was only fitting that I would meet these beautiful, beautiful people, these wonderful souls, and Amanda and Chris and Danielle and Bree, this team of amazing, amazing, wonderful, divine, feminine, beautifully balanced, divine, masculine, just wonderful team. And that we are bringing this beautiful sacred space to all of you and all of us, where we can share, and where we all are teachers of teachers, um, where I can share the things that I've been exploring in my own journey, other people who speak light languages, and beautiful souls that I want to share with you and bring on my show, people who also speak light languages, channelers, artists, people who speak, draw, hand sign, sing, channel, We all, or not all of us, many of us bring also messages through our guides, through the oracle cards, through crystals, through the information through crystals, through holistic, how we use the elements in our world, in our homes, on our bodies, how we become in harmony with our environment, and how that it enhances our abilities, how it magnifies and mirrors who we really are and what we're capable of. And I believe that these light languages have also shown me what I'm capable of and are still showing me that, and breaking down the barriers and doing it scared and not needing to know, the dropping all expectations and just following our passion as far as we can take it, and not needing to know the who, the why, the what, the where, the how, because that's not our job. It's up to our guides to and up to us to have faith that they've got our backs, our team is with us. And for me to find this beautiful physical team has been a joy and a dream come true. And it wasn't too long into my journey that I met Bree and shared her journey, and the things that she was really exploring, and all of her gifts and abilities and strengths, and the journeys that we've been on, as friends and business partners, colleagues, has been extraordinary. And so maybe I'll let her say hello for a minute and I'll take a little drink of water and take a breath and see where we're at here. And
Yeah.
if she has any questions for me.
Yeah, sure. Wow. This that was so beautiful, and I think that was a really beautiful introduction to what I have come to understand about you, as a person, as a mother, as a wife, as a teacher, as a friend. You're such a special being, and I was blessed enough to meet Wendy right at the beginning of my spiritual awakening. Um, and so it made things much easier, let me tell you.
Both ways.
Uh, yeah,
Both ways, let me
yeah,
assure you.
yeah, because this isn't always so easy. And it's not supposed to be. You know, we signed up for a really interesting ride in our human collective evolution. So, Wendy's story, I feel, is a beautiful, incredible reflection of so much, so many different aspects of what humanity has been going through, individually and collectively. Um, and to see your rising, to see your blossoming over the years, and how I mean, it makes me feel emotional even thinking about
Me
it,
too. I'm
because
like, oh God, I hope you and I can get
yeah,
through this without
I know,
crying, because it
I
is. It's
know.
been such a beautiful journey. It really
Yeah.
has.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our human lives, and things go wrong and things don't go as planned, and it's like we do our best. And what I've always seen from Wendy is she finds the silver lining. Always. You always find the silver lining, and you always see the magic in everything. Because the more that we understand about quantum, the quantum field, our multidimensionality, the more that we start to experience the non-physical, the metaphysical, I think it becomes very important for us to pay attention to where our focus is going. And this is something that Wendy has taught me over the years, that it is about our focus, and it is about our perspective, which is always shifting. And every moment, we're in a new moment. It's never existed before. It's brand new. And she's so multidimensional and timeless, and the information it's always so uplifting. And I know that all of your audience, Wendy, would say the same thing. I know that they would, and they do. And since I've had the privilege of doing the weekly shows with you on YouTube, I've really gotten to see and experience what your community is like, and what your community, the energy of your community is so beautiful. You attract beings that I couldn't even have imagined existing here in human form at this time. I mean, the people that are attracted to your energy and your work are so bright, and I know that that's a part of the mission, is to gather together these lights so that we can all light each other up, share our light, empower others to step into their light, their truth, their authenticity. And that's what you do. And you know,
Thank you,
there have
Bree.
been so many people that have felt the courage, including myself, to step out into the
Well,
world.
I want to thank you for stepping up too, because when I got this idea to do this on Wednesdays, you know that was I really wouldn't want to do it without you, and I was so pleased that you were willing and so creatively and technically able to help me through all of this. She's my creative genius, my technical genius, my webmaster designer.
Yep.
She's my moderator,
Yep.
and we have had the privilege of not just on Wednesdays on my YouTube channel, but we have done countless of and it's funny you said that about the name, because I've done countless what I called galactic gathering of lights, and because this is what it was for me, a galactic, really a gathering of lights, and it's even beyond galactic.
Yeah.
This is beyond our
It's
galaxy. It's
everything.
beyond that, and it's all encompassing. And
the multiverse,
I
the
and,
omniverse.
and your talent, and the fact that you have now joined the support team, and helping the teachers of the teachers get their beautiful messages and gifts and abilities out, is truly a dream. And you're just everything that you've helped me with and through, and the things that I know I've helped you through. It has been truly, and to this day, if you guys even knew just how much, and
Yeah.
the all of the technical aspects of this too, about how we have together put out information in media that has never been done before.
Right.
Bree and I really were on the leading edge years ago when it came to light languages and the things that I was putting out. And then when I met her, and then she started speaking light languages, and I was with her when she started, and
Yeah, you were right there.
and so many other people that were with us, and
I
what
know
has,
that you were a big part of my activation as well.
I mean,
To
exactly,
start
all of
speaking.
us, when we listen and speak with each other, we
Mhm.
activate each other, and it just becomes this beautiful illumination process of each of us lighting each other's candles, literally igniting our languages of our inner lights.
Yeah,
And
of
this
our
was what's
soul.
so beautiful. Exactly.
Yeah.
These are our souls speaking to each other. And now so many say, well, how do I interpret this? How do I translate it? What do these symbols mean? What do these signs mean? And yet there's so many layers to this that we want to explore with all of you through these shows, and explain this and explain my journey, and all of you, inviting you here with me to explain your journey, and the beautiful souls that I have been so overjoyed, who also do this work, this labor, or this passion of love, who also speak them and write them and sing them and share them and teach them and help others understand themselves and activate them, literally illuminating thoughts and beliefs that create our reality, that change how we see and how we move through life and what we believe we're capable of. And these are wonderful individuals who they do it because we do it because we love it. And this has been a labor of love for Bree and I from day one.
It has been.
Of everything that I think we were one of the first people probably that even ever did an actual light language two-way conversation and recorded it and put it on SoundCloud.
Oh yeah, there was like, and the numbers, it all equaled 1. Do you remember
One,
that? Even the
yes, it was
milliseconds,
to
it
the
was
down
like
to the, it
point
was,
38, which
and none
equals
of it was
11, you know?
planned, you know, and it was,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then all these 11s and 11 in our awareness and our, and
Hmm.
it's all of these things, and to show everyone how this, all of this is connected. And that
Yeah.
when I very first started, I started out as, you know, synchronicity, harmony, that was my name, like
Yeah.
harmony, synchronicity. And it was all about showing everyone how synchronicity is the revelation, the revealing, the reflection, the mirror, that we really, really are in harmony with this
Yes.
moment, with our current,
Yes.
where we, our highest core vibration, and that you're right where you need to be, and but to recognize that, and to be able to move into the next highest thought, and
Right.
to see how it's all connected,
It
everything.
is. It is.
And
And
then,
that's one of the most beautiful parts of light language, I think, is that it helps us connect. It helps us connect ourself to our selves. It helps us
yes,
connect
yes.
our human to the infinite. We
What a beautiful way to put
Our
that.
soul, our spirit is pure. It is infinite, but you know, we've had such limiting beliefs living here up until now, and this is the time. This is the time on Earth where we're starting to raise the collective level of consciousness to a point where we're realizing we have a choice. We have a choice on how we decide to view the world and what we decide to do and say and think and believe. And light languages, I know for me, have been massive in helping me shift that. I know you as well. We talk about it all the time.
All the
And so
time.
for people who don't know anything about light language, never heard about it before, could you briefly explain, because we actually only have a few minutes left, but could you
Okay,
briefly
okay.
explain um, what light languages are in your understanding?
The way I've come to understand it, and this is through a great many resources, people who are already out there, and there was only a handful when I started this journey, maybe 7 to 10 years ago, and I started to understand. The first words I heard were from Seth: "You create your own reality." And from that moment, my life changed. And then I began to understand. I wanted to know, how do I do that, and how do I teach that? And so, light languages for me were a way of, a quantum tool for me to understand how I create my own reality, how, when I speak them, sing them, share them, write them, symbols, hand signing, how I am, as Bree mentioned, connecting with the infinite, my own selves, how I'm bringing information through them, from them, and receiving, and also transmitting to them. Because we have to remember too, this is not just a one-way street. When we're receiving, we're sending, and when we're sending, we're receiving. When we're teaching, we're learning, and vice versa. So this is a quantum tool that I have come to understand, that penetrates my light body, surpasses my mind, speaks through into my heart, through and to all of the parts of me, the things that maybe we understand as the past and the future, that we understand, that we begin to understand, that quantum physics we understand it helps me understand the mechanics of reality, the blueprint, template realities, how we can change and create our reality by how we think, how we perceive, how we view our life, how we view a circumstance, that we understand our state of being is what matters. And light languages helps me and others to create a state of being that allows us to create that reality that we desire, self-heal, to believe that we can create a vibration in our bodies that no longer contains the thing that we believe we need to bring from what we believe is our past. That everything is right now, simultaneous. We are ubiquitous. We exist everywhere all at once, a part of us. This is the definition of source. And we are the definition and the mirrors and the dreams of source. And light languages helps me understand that. It helps others see the true loving core vibration that they are, and all of the reasons that we are not living our true core pure authentic selves. And we begin to understand that it becomes too painful to not be ourselves, and all of the things that we believed were too painful for the reasons why we believed we couldn't be ourselves, we begin to see the illogic in it. We begin to see that those thoughts don't really belong to us, because if they're limiting and disempowering, they do not belong to us. They are not ours. They're not part of our true core vibration.
And we can
The
reprogram ourselves, and that's
yes,
part of what it does. It can help us too.
And I just wanted to mention that too, that these symbols, that I have volumes and volumes and pages of these are transmissions from other civilizations, beings, timelines, star systems. Some of them, they have told me one symbol could be an entire story of an entire Akashic record of an entire planetary system. Some of them are just, not just, but simply an entity. Perhaps it's a collective. Sometimes it's a message from my guides, or to some of you who need to see these symbols. I create these symbols personally and privately for people as well, creating them intuitively to help them, assist them in their own journeys, offering consultations for those who already do light languages, who speak them, who want to know more about it, maybe speaking, signing, toning, want to understand it, those who want to be activated, those who don't understand what's happening to them, those who want information through the oracle, through light languages, through channeled messages, through your guides, whatever information comes through. These are all, now I'm moving my hands, these are all methods of transmissions of these transformational and transportational transmissions that come through, that not just help me, but help all of us to really re-examine and understand how we really can create the reality we desire. Is there anything else I can add to that?
Well, I think that, that light languages are confusing for people sometimes at first if they don't know what they are, because they're non-linear and they're not of the logical mind. So it's not like our logical mind can understand them. We feel them in our body.
We feel them, right.
We feel them throughout our whole body.
It's an experience.
It's an experience, yes.
It's an experience.
And there's so much to say about that. And so on Wendy's show, which is weekly shows are Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, Wendy will be talking about all of this stuff. I'm going to be on the show with her every once in a while as well. And, the focus is really to discuss how we can use light languages in our daily lives, how we can apply them to affect and help and assist our being, our mood, our energy levels, our physical healing processes, our mental processes. There's so many aspects. And so short introduction video, we cannot possibly get into all of it, but that's why we're talking about this, is because light language linguistics and multidimensionality show is all about learning and applying. And it's an interactive environment where there's live chat. So, Wendy's going to be answering questions that come in on the comments. She's going to be able to do live readings with oracle cards, crystals, receiving information, channeling, having an open space for people to share what's going on in their lives. And then she will talk about how can we take a situation that's maybe not very easy and shift the perspective and realize, oh, from this area, it's approachable. But from this area, it feels like there's a wall. So there's a lot to say about all of this. And so, you know, what I also wanted to add is that light people are starting to speak and use light languages all over the world. I mean, this is happening extremely fast.
It's blossoming globally. I cannot
Yeah.
believe how it has literally exploded since I started. I literally can only find about 4 or 5 people anywhere online at all that
Yeah.
even there was no information, and now it literally is spreading like wildfire. I can't believe how we're all activating each other all over the world. And these, you
Exactly.
guys, are opening portals of love and higher understanding that we have all been wanting to create the earth we desire. This is a whole entire ascension of a human species. We're talking, I mean, this gets so involved. And this is why we wanted to explore it in a multidimensional fashion, because this is
Yeah.
so big.
It
It's so big.
it is, yeah. It's really the next level for all of us, because aren't most of us locked in here, locked in
yes,
a
locked.
prison of our own,
Yes, of our own making.
going over and over and over,
Yes.
and over analyzing and overthinking and over this and over that, and light languages drop us into the heart space. And if there's one thing I can say about what it does,
Oof.
it
Woo!
shifts us
Yeah,
into
I
our
love it.
heart and soul and authenticity and knowingness of who we really are. And I know that's what it's done for me, and that's what it's done for Wendy. And it's a big deal.
It literally became too uncomfortable for us to continue. Bree and I mean, in our own worlds, it became far too uncomfortable for us to not be authentic.
Yeah.
What was seemed insurmountable is now dissolved, and
Yes.
I can't even tell you what we've been through
Yeah.
in our own personal, familial lives,
Right.
day-to-day stuff, how it has literally shifted our entire world, both
Yeah.
of us,
And it's so
completely.
amazing. And so that's why we feel called in our hearts to share this information, to teach this information, to collaborate with people, to gather people together. And that's what this is about. You know, this is a community gathering. And always open to questions. Please ask questions, because that's how more people can understand. So we really have to wrap up here,
Yep.
but I wanted to quickly ask, so we talked about what you're going to be bringing. We talked about some of the things you're going to be doing. What about, and also want to mention that both of us, so Wendy, has lots of services on her website, and she does activate others to use light languages and speak light languages, if that's something that somebody feels called to do. Not everybody feels called to do it. It's not in everybody's path. But for me, I know I was like, oh my gosh, I can't possibly get there fast enough. And so it's one of those abilities, those services. So
And
before,
plus
yeah,
two, Bree did not speak them when she met me and
right,
thought, oh, I can never do that. And I said,
yeah.
the day I met her, she's going to be fluent, and she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And
So
because at first it's like, where's the textbook? Where can I study? And then finding out that it's actually a natural, intuitive process that happens naturally. I mean, there's a lot of children speak light languages until they're told not to,
yes. Thank you
right?
for bringing that up, Bree, because
And
we wanted to briefly mention about that this is not age, this is all inclusive. I have had the privilege, which I will be sharing with you. I am blessed that I have people who are going to be coming to you showing that these children are already speaking light languages.
yeah,
Um, and so this is all inclusive. So there's children out there who are actually are already awake, speaking light languages, and their parents don't know what's going on.
yeah. And they say, stop speaking that gibberish. And I might as well add, this is in the intro video, speaking in tongues, known in the Pentecostal church, and It is
Yes,
light language, but it's also about what's the perspective of the person, and if they think that it's
exactly.
not them, it's not their it's not, it depends on how it's taught to people. And there's purity, it's pure, there's so many things. That's why
So
we
many
have to
things.
have
Yeah,
this
so many
show,
elements.
because
Right.
it is energy, but there's so many aspects to that energy. So I mean, that's why this is so big, because it's actually been happening on this planet for hundreds, if not
Yes.
thousands of years. We're going to go into the history of light language
And
that we've
and
been
this is
finging.
and that's what I want to mention too, Bree, is the
History of earth
linguistics
language.
itself, as the things
Yeah.
that she and I want to bring to the table about
Yeah.
the beginning of language. How
Yes.
did the light language become at the beginning?
Yeah.
How did language itself, written language, spoken language, how did it all begin? And it all
Right.
began with light.
Right.
This
Right.
is what we want to share.
Oh, it's so
It's
exciting.
science. It's science and quantum physics, and it's spirituality, and it's 3D and and all dimensions, and that's why it's multidimensionality. So
Right.
please do join us. I'm very excited. So
Yes.
take us to
Please.
wrap us up, Bree, and
Okay, well then
thank
at the
you for
end,
today.
at the very end, so you talked very briefly about seeing the Awake TV network team, um and you had a vision in the past years ago, right, about there being
Years ago,
a network like Awake TV
yes.
network.
Just like this, where I thought, you know what, this, and it was actually early on when Bree and I met too, and she and I had these visions, and I had spoken with her then, and in late nights, sleepovers, and about all of this, about a new network of spiritual teachers where we have this high vibration of, it's not what the social media that's out there now. It's a whole new platform. I've been seeing this. I see a whole new social media platform, even aside from all of this, but in conjunction with all of this, that a higher vibrational space for all of us to gather. And it truly is a gathering of lights. And that is how I've always felt. And I have seen this vision. I have expressed this vision to Bree. If I could have built this myself, I would have. And the beauty of all this, you guys, we've got to remember, we don't have to be the ones to do the whole thing. All we have to do is put out the vibration that it's something we want, and look what happened.
Yes. Yeah.
I meet
Visualize
Amanda.
it.
I meet
Visualize it.
Amanda. She
Mhm.
watches my channel. She was already familiar with me.
Yeah.
It was just a friend of a friend. I saw her post about Awake TV, and I told Brie immediately I'm on board. Didn't
Yeah.
matter. I knew in 24 hours, and within 48 hours, we were already in meetings, and within a very short time, I was signed up as a teacher, because
Right.
I knew immediately after and Amanda said, I
You
want
felt
you
called.
to bring light language to the world, and
Yes.
light codes, and talk about this. And so here
Yeah.
we are, and who better than my dear friend and business partner Bree here to bring this to you in every way that we can possibly think of, and through you and through other guests, and interacting with you. I'm very excited about this. So
I
thank you,
am
Amanda.
too.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you,
Yes.
Bree. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you,
Thank
everyone
you. Oh
involved.
my gosh.
I'm so
Yeah, it's
excited.
been such a undertaking. It's never been done
And
before.
all the teachers, and thank you guys, and Bree and everyone, for creating such a beautiful space, not just to bring this out to the world, you guys, but to bring such a beautiful support to the teachers themselves,
Yeah. Because
to
that's
allow
that's what we
us
need.
this creative platform to
Yeah.
just be authentic. This is a
Build
gift and
community.
a dream come true, a beautiful community,
Yeah.
which I know all of you. I mean, I'm literally vibrating at
Yeah.
a higher frequency right now. So
Yeah,
come
I'm
join
like
us, please. And woo, and Wednesdays, come see us live on YouTube,
on YouTube.
Bree and
Yeah.
I.
So
And
let me quickly talk about that, because we need to wrap up. So Wendy's YouTube channel is Languages of Lights. I'm sorry, that's her YouTube channel. That's
my
also
website.
her website domain. Yeah, her website URL is languagesoflights.com. So check it out. Lots of services on her services page, lots of different things. And sometimes it's just a conversation that you need. And in that conversation, so many things open up because Wendy is such a multidimensional, sparkling being that information just, I mean, she'll be like, why am I thinking of some sort of a flower, and then the person will be like, oh my god, I just bought that for my mom yesterday. And there's always synchronicities with Wendy, always, because she's the queen of synchronicity, as we jokingly say.
Call me.
Yeah. So it's just been such a pleasure, Wendy, and I'm so happy that I always get to work with you, and that we can be dear friends, and I love you so dearly.
I love you too. I'm so excited that you're on this journey with me, and you're right in the thick of it all.
It's so incredible. We are so blessed, and so please stay tuned. Please watch Wendy and me sometimes on Fridays.
And Awake TV is blessed to have you too.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is your show for the first season, and we'll see how this goes. So I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the network. Take care.
Mahalo.
Bye.